Well, here we are. As I record this, it's Friday, January 3rd, 2025. Wow. How did we get here so quickly? So, back when I was in my late 20s, 30s, I would set these big, audacious yearly goals for the new year. Whether I hit them or not, that was a different story. But now that I'm in my mid to later 40s, I got a family, I got little kids. It's harder now to set like these big long-term goals. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen next week, let alone setting a huge goal for the whole year. Now, that's not to say I don't have a big vision for what I want in life, because I do. But when it comes to actually setting goals, I don't like to set big long-term goals. I like to set more quarterly targets. What do I want to do for the next 3 months with different areas of my life? Okay. So really it breaks down to the 7 main systems in my life that I'm focusing on. That's body, mindset and spirituality, my kids, my spouse, money, content and contribution, or connection and contribution. And then finally, just fun in my life. Those are the 7 areas. So I'm not going to try to say that, I'm going to become a billionaire by the end of the year, or, I'm going to get on stage and do a bodybuilding contest or you could do that, but that's not what we're after right now. Right now, we want to set up just some short-term targets in each of those areas of your life. So I'm creating a system for myself that I'm going to share with you. And I have it all on a Google spreadsheet that I'm going to share on this video. So let me share my screen. Okay. So it's called the 7-bit system. All right. So here we are. We have the 7 buckets, 7 main areas of your life. The reality is it's hard to balance everything. I mean, that seems to be the hardest part, is balancing. Usually, you might be doing really well in one area of your life. Somewhere along the line, one of those buckets is going to start to dry up because you're so focused on filling up those other buckets. And you might be making a lot of money. You got the kids, the wife, you guys are having fun, but maybe your body, maybe your mindset just isn't where it should be. And maybe you don't have time, or maybe, you just can't balance it all. So that's what this is all meant to do. And I'm all about keeping things simple and having a system for everything. So the first thing that I wanted to do was just set up some short-term quarterly targets. Okay. And all I did was fill in the first 2 quarters. I'll get to quarter 3 and 4, but I'm really just concerned with the first 2 quarters of this year and just making progress. It doesn't have to be, something tremendously from part A to part Z. All right. So with my body, I want to get back into the gym consistently. I haven't been going to the gym. It's been bothering me. Since my daughter was born. I have a 2.5-year-old boy, a little infant girl. I got a business. So yeah, I stopped going to the gym. So that's my first quarterly goal. Just get to the gym consistently. I really just need 2 days a week at the gym. The other part of my body that I'm going to focus on is less alcohol. I'm not an alcoholic by any stretch of the means, but, it turned into having, some wine and beers on the weekend to all of a sudden every day at 5 o'clock, I'm pouring myself a glass of wine. That's got to stop. I want to feel better. I want to look better. I want to be sharper. So I'm not going to say that I'm never going to drink again, but what works for me is I'm not going to buy any alcohol for the house. So when I'm home during the week and I'm just hanging out with my family, guess what? There's no alcohol in the house. I'm going to drink water or drink tea or something else. So that's the first quarter goal. Simple, achievable. I'm going to hit that target. For my mindset, it's just getting back to journaling my thoughts, putting it down on paper, and also just spending less time on my devices, my screen, my phone. There's a lot of different reasons why for mindset, but just getting less screen time is definitely one that can automatically give you a boost. So with my kids, my daughter right now is just 8 months old. So, of course, I spend a lot of time with her, holding her, kissing her, all that fun stuff. But really, my son is 2.5. I really want to dial in on him, spend more one-on-one time with him. He's starting to model everything I do. So I'm really paying attention to that. I also want to start working on some more motor skills with him and develop more motor skills. It's a good time to do that now. So just coming up with small, fun drills for him that we could do on a weekly basis. With my wife or your significant other, we took a hiatus from date nights just because we just had so much on our plate. She was more focused on the baby. So now baby's, getting a little older, and we want to get back to having more consistent date nights and reconnecting, more affection in front of the kids. My son, is paying attention to us a lot. So I think that's really important that he sees that connection and that affection. Moving on to money, more in the personal finance than business. I mean, it kind of blends together, but when it comes to money with personal, one thing I've been pushing off is my 2022 tax returns, amending them. I do have business expenses that I did not take, and I want to go back and fix that. And then spend less money on eBay. The last couple months, been looking at my eBay spend, and I got to cut back on that a little bit. All right. So let's move on to contribution and connection. So here I am filming this video. Okay. My target is to do at least one video a week, possibly 2. That's it. And I'm happy with that for the first quarter. Also getting more consistent with reaching out to friends. Like this last year, I've been so consumed with my own family. We bought a house. So there's a lot of things to do at the house, my business. So really, kind of didn't spend any time connecting with friends. So I want to make sure I'm being intentional about that. And then finally, for fun, just do more fun activities with the family that doesn't cost money. I live in Florida, so there's things to do all year round outside. Just finding fun, inexpensive things to do, maybe in nature or something like that. And then incorporating some type of maybe Monday night dance party with the kids. And, music is always uplifting. It's fun with the kids, and just something that you could do without sitting in front of a TV. All right. And then moving on, I filled out my second quarter targets. I don't have to get too deep into my own targets, but you get the picture. If we move down here, what this is called, it's the bank. So basically what I'm doing is with all 7 systems, I'm just filling in, different ideas that incorporate into those 7 systems that you can use for your weekly calendar. And I'm going to move on to the weekly calendar in a minute. But this is going to get filled in even more, and it's going to transfer over to your weekly calendar. So this is basically where you're going to set up your week right here. Okay, so we have the different categories, the 7 categories. Now, when it comes to each of those categories, you're going to have a plan A and a plan B, meaning your plan A is your first intention, what you intend to accomplish for that day. If you're anything like me, you're a dad, you're busy, you got a job, business, life is crazy. You always got to have a plan B. So I put a slot here for both a plan A and a plan B. Now, in certain areas of your systems, you might need both plan A and plan B. You might need to accomplish both in that day. Okay. So you could use this as either an either or, like if I can't do A, then I'm going to do B. Or you could do it as I need to get both A and B done. Okay. And then you can just check off once it's complete. So you're going to fill this in, and you could get ideas from the bank right here, from down here. Okay. But what you want to do is set up your week. Okay. Just one thing, what are you going to do that day for your physical health, your body? What are you going to do for your mindset? or your spirituality, if you're a spiritual person. What are you going to do with your kids for the day? It might be something as simple as just 30 minutes of playtime. That goes a long way. Just undistracted, focused playtime. What are you going to do with your significant other that day? Could be just pick a date night or a date day. Or maybe it's just, give a big bear hug or something like that. Very simple. What's one thing in the money category that you can accomplish that might move the needle a little bit? For me, I'm starting a mortgage savings account. So instead of just paying the mortgage every week, I'm moving money into a savings account just for that. But I'm putting more than what the mortgage is going to be, so that mortgage saving account builds up, and then maybe I can make an extra payment at the end of the year. And then for contribution connection, for me, it's writing more newsletters, it's doing more videos, it's reaching out to people, connecting with people, whatever that is for you. Just put one thing, have a plan A, have a plan B, and then if you're someone that has a lot going on, you might need a plan A and a plan B. And then what's one little thing for fun you could do for that day? Might be a Monday night dance party with the kids. Might be, going on eBay and looking at sports cards and bidding on one of your favorite players, whatever it is. So set up your week. Okay. Now with this, you can either have it set in stone, like, here's my week. It's all mapped out what I'm doing each day. Or you can simply just, this is this week, and then copy and paste into a next week and then recreate for the following week. Or you could do a bit of a hybrid. I have some things that are set in stone and some things that need to be changed throughout the week. So that's it. This is my system going forward for 2025. I'm going to keep updating this. I'm going to keep updating you on what I'm up to, my progress on this system. And then, if this is something that you think might help you and you're interested in getting this, go ahead and just comment below, 7-bit system, and I'll be happy to send it over to you, no charge. All right. So let's get started on a great 2025. I'm Greg Crawford, the Vintage Dad Life, and I'll see you in the next video.